Hello everyone, it's Diane. I've got some Tapestry journals to share with you today. These are one signature journals and they're made with Tapestry fabric as the cover, so they are soft covered. I did use one of these envelopes, the 9x11 envelopes, as the base. And I will just start going through them. 3 of these will be listed in my shop. I've decided to keep one of them. So this one is called Pleasant. I borrowed this idea from Wendy, from Wendy's Journal Adventures, to use a dictionary definition, and I used pages from this Webster's Common School Dictionary. The copyright page is missing out of this book, but you can see how old it is. This particular one has vintage trim at the bottom. It's on front and back. And I did the stitching so that the threads were on the outside, and I just put a couple of beads on the threads just for something different. Put some trim along the edge. It's got one signature, but it's more pages in the signature than I normally put in my hardback books. So again, this is from a table runner, and I backed it with a solid piece of fabric that matches this color perfectly. And I believe that was a vintage piece of fabric. My sister-in-law gave it to me. Put a little bulb pin on it with a little charm. And then inside the pocket, I just did this tag with "And the Story Begins." And this is a piece of sari silk that I think Tammy Freeman gave me. This is from the kit, and I should tell you what kit I'm using. It is from a shop called JournalCentric. And I saw a video that she did. I forgot her name, but she did a video where she showed a journal that she made out of this medieval floral and ladies kit, and I loved it, and I commented on it and said it reminded me of the Graphic 45 Renaissance Fair, and I had made journals out of that paper and I didn't have any more left. And she said she had seen my video of the journals that I made with that Renaissance Fair paper, and that inspired her to create this journal kit. So I was pretty excited about that, and she put it on sale. I should have checked to make sure it's still on sale, but I just bought it just last week, so it's probably still on sale. So that's the kit that I used, and I purchased the regular journal kit plus the add-on kit, and there are a lot of pages and a lot of features in both of those kits, and there's also a kit that's for the traveler's notebook size. So this is on the add-on kit, and it's called Scroll because these are rough looking edges and it was supposed to look like a scroll, but I love the medieval Renaissance type of designs on it. This is just coffee dyed paper with some trim. Here's one of the pages. Isn't it beautiful? Not just the lady image, but just everything around it. It's just beautiful. So much detail. And I stenciled on the back. And I also used, I'd already downloaded or purchased this set of images. There are 8 images, and it is from Digital Magpie. And I think it's called Tattered Beauty, because I had used this in the other Renaissance journals that I made. So I printed them and used them again. And then this is from a page from I'll tell you when I remember it. Christie Art Design. And they're rectangular, and I just rounded the corners. These were all like a botanical. So I just printed them out to use as just a little accent. Here's one of my Anna Griffin stamps. I used a piece of green ribbon with gold edging as a tab here. This is just from a ledger book that I found at the thrift store. It says Story. This is a set of bookmarks that came with the add-on kit. and I stitched it to some black cardstock and just glued it on as a little belly band, and then added a couple of the pieces which are stitched to coffee dyed paper, and there's a piece of crochet trim up there as a tab. There's another stamp. Some of the images, some of the pages are for writing on, and some have the beautiful images of the ladies. Here's a piece of tapestry fabric with this beautiful piece of lace, which I think Leslie sent to me quite a while ago, and I've been hoarding it. So I think it's vintage lace. Some tissue paper, or tracing paper. Here's the ledger sheet from that Salvation Army book. Okay, here's another of the pages that you can actually write on. This is just, it was a craft colored card and it was embossed, so I rubbed my Inca Gold, which is really hard. It dried up. I've had it for probably a little over 2 years and it's kind of unusable at this point. I really had to scrub my finger into it, and it was hard work to rub it on, and I ended up squirting water on it repeatedly so that I could get enough gold on here to do 4 cards for each of, so each of the books could have one. And then I just rubbed a little bit of black ink over it, and then I glued one of the digital magpie images. I'm pretending that's Guinevere because she has a crown. Some trim here. This has one of the JournalCentric images with a piece of coffee dyed muslin gathered and stitched there. This is a large shipping tag I stamped on the background and stitched an image on it. And then there's a little piece of muslin and a little snippet of lace, and then another piece of gorgeous vintage lace that I've also been hoarding. And then I tied a piece of this trim on it. This is from another digital that I had purchased, and I don't remember the name of it. I should have looked it up. I will look it up and put it in the links below. It has, I think, 8 or 12 bookmarks in it, and I love them. I've used them several times. Here's a piece of coffee dyed muslin that I stamped on, put some vintage lace, and then stitched it as a pocket. I purchased a set of vintage, not vintage, maybe it is vintage, I don't know, but it's a set of the boho fabric kit that Selena sells on Amour Fabrique. I don't think she has any left, but I will link her shop because she has a lot of cool stuff, and she does do the boho stuff from time to time. So that came in the mail yesterday, and some of the trims were perfect for this Renaissance journal, so I added this to it as a pocket. That's from the Digital Magpie. A little bit of lace there. Another green trim. And then on the back, on this page, I have this little tiny brown envelope. It's 2 inches by 2 inches, and then a flap. These are available in my shop. And then I stamped on it and included this little tag with some green sari silk. Put some lace across the top of that page. A stamp over here, some trim. Another Digital Magpie image. This is just a circle punched out of a scrap of paper, and another of the rectangles from Christie Art Design. Some eyelash trim, some Chinese braid, and then on the back page is a little library pocket that came with the add-on kit and a little library card that fits in there. And then this is from a vintage doily. And I had purchased this card from an Etsy seller. I only had 2 of these and 2 of another image. So I included one of those. So this one is called Pleasant. I'm going to try to go through the others quickly because my battery is flashing. If the battery dies, I will just do a second video. So if it ends abruptly, you'll know what happened. So this one is the same fabric, and somebody sent me this fabric too, and it was enough to make 2 journals. There's the beads, and it's called Abundance. It's pretty white lace on it. There's the charm on that one. They are all very, very similar, but just the pictures will be different in each one. This can be a tuck spot if you want it to be. I love that picture. Here's the little card and another piece of that trim that I got from Selena. There's a tag in there, came with the kit. The kit comes with tags, library cards, library pocket, journaling cards, and those, what were called scrolls. Piece of green lace there. Green sari silk. So that one's Abundance. And the third one that will be for sale is Tapestry. This is an image I found on Pinterest. There's a little cameo on that one. Oh, I do want to point out that this dresser scarf that I used for the pockets, somebody loved it. It's vintage. And so when it got holes in it, they just patched it with a piece of eyelet. And this piece had quite a good size hole in it. And I liked it. I liked the way it was patched with the eyelet, so I left it on. And there may be another piece that has a smaller patch. I don't remember. But I did want to point that out to you. This one just has a little bit of a stain up there, just some brown marks. But that's okay, they're vintage. This one has a gold sheer ribbon for the tab. I'm sorry, my voice gets hoarse when it's allergy season. I don't really understand why. Tapestry flip. So there's a lot of copy dyeing, stenciling, stamping, and sewing in each of these books. And I love the way these tags came out because I love those images with the script in the background and the pretty laces. It's a pretty image. And here's a piece. This is something I had in my stash. I think somebody sent this to me a long time ago. And again, I was hoarding it, but it was perfect for in here. This reminds me of the portrait of Anne Boleyn. There's a tall bookmark and a little tag. For this pocket, I didn't use the library pocket. The kit only came with one. You print the sheet and it has one pocket and 3 cards. So I just printed it twice. So this one just has a vintage library pocket, and I put some washi tape down the sides and an image on it. Alright, so this one is Tapestry, this one is Abundance, and this one is Pleasant. Maybe I can show you mine quickly. This one is called Grace. That's a word I'm focusing on this year. And some pretty vintage trim. Got the same layout as the other ones. This one had a tear in it from copy dyeing, so I put washi tape on it. 2 images in there. Journaling cards. And this is a piece from Selena. It was on a larger piece and I just cut this part off. And here's another of the Renaissance art cards that I got from the Etsy seller. And this is a beautiful queen card that Gail Agostinelli sent me. Thank you, Gail. It is perfect for this journal. I will link my shop in the description, along with Christy Art Design, JournalCentric, and the one where I got this from, and Digital Magpie. I'll link all of those below, and you can find 3 of these journals in my shop. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.